Hi crocheters, welcome to my channel, and I'm so thankful that you were able to tune in once again. So today I want to show you how I make a simple mesh top that you can pair it with your sleeveless dresses or tops or just spice up your look. So let's get into it. To start making your mesh top, you must start by measuring yourself using a tape measure. For your length, you must fully stretch your arms and hold the tape measure in your hands. So you must hold the tape measure on your hands and fully stretch your arms. Then for my length, I got 56 inches. After that, I measure my width. I put the tape measure on my shoulders and I stop just right before my bust or above my bust, and I got 10 inches. You must always make sure that you write down your measurements so that you will not forget them as you continue with your crocheting. So with this project, I'll be using 200-gram double ply wool. The color is dark egg color, and for my hook I use 4.0 millimeter, and I'll also use scissors and a needle to weave at the end. I'll start by making a slip knot, as you can see here. Then I chain. I will not be counting my chain this time because what will be guiding me is not the chain but is the measurement that I took. So to make sure that what I'm chaining is equal to what I've measured, which for me is 56 inches, I'll be measuring my chain constantly against the tape measure. So continue measuring your chain constantly as you chain or as you make your chain to see if it reaches the desired length. So I take my tape and try to measure the chain that I've been making to see if now is it enough, and if I feel that it is not enough, I'll continue chaining. But as you are measuring your chain against your tape, just make sure that you don't pull your chain too tight. Otherwise, if you did, your top will be shorter on the arms than what you want. Then if I see that the chain is still not enough, I'll continue chaining. At the end of the chain where you are satisfied, please add another 5 more chain into your chain. This is because you will need that 5 to 10 to row 2. Now we are in row 2. To start our row 2, we'll have to count 5 chain, and then we make a double crochet on the 6th stitch or 6th chain. Now we are creating our mesh pattern. After making a double crochet, I will chain 2, and then on the chain, the underneath chain, I will count 2, or I'll jump 2, and then on the 3rd chain I'll make another double crochet. After making a double crochet, I'll chain 2, and then under the chain I'll count 2, jump 2, and then on the 3rd chain I'll make a double crochet and then chain 2. Underneath in the chain that I'm working in, I'll count 2, which is the 2 that I will jump, and then on the 3rd chain I'm making another double crochet. So that's the sequence that we'll be doing the whole pattern of this mesh top. Continue doing that method until you reach the end of the row and I'll show you how we go about to get into row. We are about to arrive at the end of row 2. Make sure that at the end you do a mesh pattern, even if you are left with one chain or two. Just make sure that the last stitch in your chain it's a double crochet. Then you've made your last double crochet, you chain 5 instead of 2, you chain 5, and then you turn your work. After turning your work, you yarn over and make a double crochet on top of the double crochet that you made in row 2. Then you chain 2. You go yarn over and make a double crochet on top of the double crochet that you made in row 2. Chain 2 again, yarn over and make a double crochet on top of a double crochet. Chain 2, make a double crochet on top of a double crochet. So you'll continue with that method until you reach the end of row.
Getting sprung. We used to dance the night away, hang out the whole next day, laughing, having fun. Summer love, you have no idea what you did to me. Summer love, didn't care that we weren't meant to be. You were mine, I was yours. Take me back once more. Summer love, where did you go? Summer love, you have no idea what you did to me. Summer love.
Reaching the end of row 3. Do you still remember that chain 5 we skipped when we first started? Now we will count 2 in that chain 5. So after doing the last double crochet and chaining 2, you will count 1, 2, 3 in that chain 5. In the third chain, you insert your hook and make a double crochet. After making a double crochet, you chain 5 and then you turn your work. Now we'll be going to row 4. Now you have a chain 5 in row 4. You yarn over and you insert your hook on top of a double crochet and then you chain 2. You yarn over, insert a hook on top of a double crochet, you chain 2. So you continue with that mesh stitch until you reach the end of row 4.
days we were young, wild and free, basic getting sprung. We used to dance the night away, hang out the whole next day, laughing, having fun.
Now we are about to finish row 4. Please repeat what you did at the end of row 3 and of row 2. What you do now, the last double crochet that you have, you yarn over and count 3 stitches or 3 chain, and then on the 3rd chain you insert your hook and make a double crochet. That's the end or the corner of your row 4. You chain 5 and you turn your work. Now you're going to row 5. Yarn over and insert your hook in the first double crochet. That's row 5. Chain 2, yarn over, insert a hook in the double crochet. Yarn over, insert a hook in the next double crochet. You continue with that sequence until you meet the end of row 5, where you will be counting 3 chain, and in the 3rd chain you insert your hook and make the corner of row 5 with a double crochet. So please continue with that sequence until you make enough rows where you can feel that they can measure the width that you measured at the beginning from your shoulder to the above of your breast or your bust. So I'll come back to you when I'm doing the last row of my piece. Thank you. And what I forgot to mention at the beginning is that you'll be needing 2 identical pieces of this pattern. So since we measured it 56 inches and the shoulders to the bust, you have to make the exactly same thing, another piece that is similar to the first one, so that it will be a crop top that will join at the end. So now I'm done with my last row of my last piece of the mesh top. So this one is the last piece that I've made. I'm completing this last one. I've already done the first one. So I'm tying the knot and then secure it so that it won't unravel. So now I bring the other identical piece, and I'm so happy that it perfectly fits the first one.
Remember the days we were young, wild and free, basic getting sprung. We used to dance the night away, hang out the whole next day, laughing, having fun. Summer love, you have no
Now I'm going back to measure the lengths again. I'm measuring now. The reason is that I want to join the pieces, so I have to be sure how long is are my arms alone, not including the shoulders and everything, but the arms alone. So I'll take the tape measure and then I'll measure my arms, and mine is 20 inches. Then from the beginning of the mesh top that I was making, I'll put my tape measure and then I'll count the 20 inches going to the middle of the mesh top. Then where I get the 20 inches, I'll mark using my markers so that I won't forget. And then I take a tape measure again and go to the other side of the mesh top. I put the tape measure and I measure from the end to the middle. And then where it reaches 20 inches, I put the marker. So those are my arms from the bottom. And then I'll now measure from upward. Since when measuring my waist was 12 inches, I have to be sure that I get 12 inches in the mesh top so that it will fit me nicely. And then for my collarbone, I measured 6 inches. So I'll divide that 56 inches. You remember that we got when we first crochet, when I was making a chain. I'll divide that 56 inches for the collarbone, and then I'll make sure that it fits perfectly on the collarbone. So to do that, I'll have to divide. Since my collarbone is 6 inches, I'll minus that 6 inches from the 56, and then I'll get 23, which means I will measure 23 one arm, 23 the other arm on the top of the mesh top. So I'll put the tape measure at the beginning of the mesh top and go to the center of the piece, and where I reach 23 inches, I'll put the marker. And from the other side, I'll also do the same. I'll put my measuring tape, and then I'll go to the center of the piece, and then I'll put the marker where it reaches 23. I know maybe this week might be a little bit confusing, but I'll try to put this explanation on the description box, especially where you measure your crop top, so that you can join the two pieces. And then after that, I'll start weaving using my wool and my tapestry needle to make sure that it's nice and secure. And after joining all the pieces and I've created it nicely, I'll fasten my wool to secure, and then I'm done. Then after that, I'll go to the lower part and do the same. Secure the pieces from the corner to the middle, from the corner to the middle, and leave the open space in the middle so that that's where you'll put your head and your waist. Yes guys, thank you so much for staying tuned, and maybe you were crocheting with me or you were just watching, but thanks so much. I hope you are enjoying these videos, and I hope you are starting to learn most of things and trying more patterns. I'm so thankful for your support on my channel. Please don't forget to continue showing support by your likes, comments, and don't forget to subscribe or even share these videos with others.